So we don't know what type of deal they're getting.
We're going to go to another call here. How you doing, Lot? You're on the air.
Yes, I'm just wondering if you guys have contacted Governor Markell's office, and also the EPA. If there's a hazardous or some type of environmental threat that would cause a threat, say to communities or residents, have you guys contacted the EPA? And then another thing also is you're really going to need to get a good attorney. It's a big demand for natural gas. You hear about them talk about it in Washington, D.C. Sir, if they want to bring this natural gas in here, I guarantee you, talking to you maybe 6 months from now and see you on a TV show, they're going to get that deal done. Even if you fight against this company, they're going to bring another company in to get this done. You're talking about natural gas.
Okay, go ahead.
I mean, you're talking about natural gas, and you're going to come up against a Goliath.
Okay, well.
So you're going to have to get yourself a good attorney. Okay. Really, a really good attorney.
Okay, thank you.
There's a lot of arguments against natural gas export because right now, because we have an abundance of it, especially through the Marcus Shale in western Pennsylvania, the price has gone down, and so our manufacturing is benefiting from that. Our home consumer is benefiting from that. The prices are low. Dow Chemical came out and said, look, we don't want to export natural gas because we can produce products for export. We don't need to produce our natural resource of natural gas. Let's keep our prices low in the United States. Let's not, in this bad economy, hurt our economy more. Probably the low price of natural gas right now is probably what's keeping our economy stable. So why mess with that right now?
Right, and without litigating whether or not they're going to get into natural gas or whether they're state. I mean, again, and I think folks need to be clear about this, that what I'm hearing from you guys, particularly you folks at 1691, and from the rest of our panel is like, look, there's some stuff we know, but there's a whole lot of stuff we don't know.
Absolutely.
And we need to know, and we have a right to know. So I think that nobody's taking a strong position, no, absolutely. Because what would you be saying no to? Because we don't know.
See, because when we ask questions of the politicians, of the people who are in the know at least, they all tell us, well, we've signed a non-disclosure agreement, so we can't talk about that with you. So as far as contacting any politician who's in the know now, it's fundamentally useless because this is what we hear out of everyone.
Yeah, so we're going to go to our next call. Thanks. You're on the air. Go ahead.
Hi, Julius, enjoying the show. This is Pastor D, man. I really meant to pose this question to you before I left the studios. I would like to know, Julius, from you, what is your sense of the awareness of the masses of people in the community, part one, and part two, what can I, as an individual pastor, and others who have some kind of following, what can we do in an activist kind of way to move things from where they are to where they ought to be?
All right.
Thank you for calling, Pastor D.
What far as the community, this is the reason why we're having these shows to inform everybody what's going on. We've been on the blogs, the paper, the websites. We're everywhere. So that's number one. Far as what you can do and the community can do, call your legislators. We're going to get some petitions signed. Call all your legislators and say all we want is, again, we want public hearings. We're not saying no, we're not saying yes. We just want public hearings, and we want the truth to come out. And we're going to go to all the churches. We're going to everybody. We want all environmental groups. Matter of fact, I think DIREC's having a meeting the 21st or something you might want to talk about. So that's how, again, and Pastor, this meeting, the TV show tonight and from 2 weeks ago is to inform the community. Because if you're silent, that means you are with the problem, not the solution.
Yeah, and that's a good point. And I want to just reflect on what the young lady asked earlier. You know, sometimes folks get this sense of, well, there's nothing you can do. They're just too big for us to fight. So we just need to not say anything. Well, that's you know, there are a lot of things. Nobody's fighting anybody right now. The only thing that's happening right now is folks are asking for information. Right. We want the public to know. The public, we own the port. Yes.
You know, Gary, we do need a public process. A couple of years ago, we privatized the health care at the prisons.
Yep.
And the governor said, you know, I can't help you out because they're running the health care. Well, you can privatize the service, but you can't privatize responsibility. Right. Whatever they do with the Port of Wilmington, it should be a public process, and the public has a right to know. They have to make a case why they're going to change the structure, and if they are going to change it, we do have a right to know as part of a public process what's going to happen there. They can privatize the port, but they cannot privatize responsibility. It's still essentially a state asset, and we do have a right to know what's going on down there.
Absolutely. Yep. We have another phone call coming in. Hi, you're on the air.
Yes, Gary, Dwight calling. How are you?
I'm well. How are you this evening?
Pretty good. I'm trying to cut this down. Yeah.
Okay.
Look, my question is this. I'm aware that there is already pending litigation in the Court of Chancery against Kinder Morgan, and that Goldman Sachs is a 19% stockholder in this particular company. I read Julius's letter to the editor that spoke about the environmental problems. I guess my question has more to do with the 1694-1 workers who are in fact public workers. It's no question in my mind that the port is owned by the state of Delaware. The city of Wilmington sold the port to the state, not to the Diamond State Port Corporation.
That's right.
Now my question to Julius is this. Julius, what is it that the NAACP and other organizations that are already in litigation against Kinder Morgan do to help to save the jobs of those who are public employees primarily? Your union, 1694-1. And I'll hang up and listen to your answer.
Thanks for your call, Dwight, and we'll let Julius answer.
I appreciate that, Dwight. It's the same thing I just told Pastor D. What everybody and every organization can do is call your legislators, put pressure on your legislators, your senators, put pressure on them to have a public hearing. I believe if we have a public hearing, all these groups will come and speak, the truth will come out. And I got faith in the legislators, and I don't believe none of them, after hearing the truth, will vote for this. I really don't. So again, contact your legislators, because the port, everybody, I support my mom, I take care of my family, everybody, the port supports everybody, and it does a lot of great things. And I would hate to see a lot of people lose their jobs and nobody did anything. We already got GM and Chrysler's going. Yep. The refineries, they sold it. They brought everybody half price again. I mean, this is it, y'all. And my job as being elected president, and all these guys up here as officers, is to bring the truth to the community and let everybody know what's going on. And again, call your legislators. Let them know. Have a public hearing. Make this public.
Now, it's good to hear. We'll take one quick call. It's good to hear that the members of the public are concerned about this issue. You can tell by the nature of the calls that folks want to get involved in this. It's good to hear that folks are still seeking additional information. Hi, you're on the air.
Yes. Hello, my name is Paul Marshall. What I'm calling about is that
you're gonna have to turn your phone. You have to turn your TV down.
What about the residents over there? We've had quite a few meetings with regards to that. A lot of those people have been in bankruptcy because of the last downfall in the economy. It seems to be more focused on not, the jobs, and the majority of the people that work over there don't live in Southbridge anyway. But I was wondering, what effect will it have on us as residents of that area? They were talking about confiscating property from A&M Market all the way up to Rogers Road and around Hamilton Park and everything.
No, you raised a good point, but certainly that whatever goes on at the port and the kind of the kind of imports, the things that they're importing into that port or exporting from that port is going to have a potential or direct impact on the residents that live in the South Bridge. So,
yeah, but you just mentioned the fact that the dust and everything else is falling in there.
right,
Well,
okay.
Okay, go ahead. For the environment part, again, it's going to be terrible. We have cancer, we have asthma, and all. This is why you got to have the public hearings. There's got to be a safety net. These things got to come out. And I agree with you. I believe it's going to be terrible for the environmental.
But a lot of people will be starting to lose their homes in the interim.
And I'd like to also bring up
Okay.
about jobs.
Thanks for calling.
A point about jobs too is to go on what Mr. Welsh was saying about with the type of perishables and the type of cargo that we have now down there, you don't need high skill positions. And I understand that for reentry, for people coming out of our incarceration, that they can get a job at the port. And so it's just in that sense, it's an asset for us to have people coming back into society, having a place where they can go and make a good living for themselves is really something that we can't turn a cold shoulder to.
And it's a good middle class paying job where you can support your family, send your kids to college. A lot of people who lost a job to GM and Chrysler at the port. I mean,
right.
It's a good job. And again, our job is to let the community know. We need everybody to talk to your ministers, your pastors, everybody to make sure that we have petitions going around very shortly. We want public hearings. That's all we're asking for is public hearings. My job is to bring you the information. Again, this is environmental and it's an employment thing. And it's a community thing. Because again, Jim, if I don't have the money, I can't buy cars, I can't go to the grocery store, I can't do a lot of things. And I know we don't have enough time, but Germany has the best economy because 80% of their economy is union. And they don't have a lot of these problems. You know, and we just need to start changing some things.
Yeah, we need to have a public process. We need to know that whatever it's going to happen at the Port of Wilmington is in the public interest, and we're not going to just give away an asset to a company to come in and make a whole lot of money.
It's very important. We want to thank everybody. I want to thank Norman for allowing us this time tonight to talk about this extremely important issue. I want to say happy holidays to everybody. But look, I mean, you're not going to go out and buy a car and sign a car note and not read the contract.
Right, that's true.
If you do, buyer beware. And we're just, that's what we're talking about here. We're buyers. We're all part of the corporation. We're all stockholders in Diamond State, and we all need to be aware of this deal and all of the various parts of it.
Let me say one thing again. This thanks Senator Marshall for having it heart to put a bill in to make sure that the port has public hearings. Again, thank you, Senator Marshall.
Thanks for having us on.
All right.
And Happy New Year to all your listeners, your viewers, all you viewers.
Thank you.
Happy New Year. Thank you.